Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. Wow, look at this beautiful blue box of beauty. This is a Victron, obviously, as you can see. Victron 12 to 3 kilowatt inverter with a 6 kilowatt peak. Pretty simple to install really, but we've also added 4 new 110 amp hour AGM batteries with all new cables. As you can see, 95 millimeter cables I've installed. I've also installed an isolation switch, a 300 amp. Now, Victron actually tell you in the instructions that you need a 400 amp. However, for some stupid reason, you can't buy a 400 amp switch in the UK. So I've got my mate Charlie, who's bought me one from the United States and he's shipping it over. I'm going to chip Victron about that because, you know, why can't they sell one? You know, or why can't they recommend somewhere to buy a 400 amp switch or fuse? I don't like using fuses though. The problem with fuses, if they blow, you've got to replace them. Which is fine, but a switch will trip and I can turn it back on again, you know? So yeah, that's 300 amps at the moment. So I'm getting a replacement that's going to be a 400 amp very shortly. The other thing I've got to replace as well is the cabling here. This is only 35 millimeter cable, right? So at the moment, you know, I don't want to use the full 3 kilowatts of power because these cables aren't rated for that. That's the only thing I need to swap out. I have learnt a very useful bit of knowledge though, very important bit of knowledge. So when you are changing out cables, the rule of thumb is earth off first, earth on last. In other words, without an earth, there's no circuit. So you take the earth off first whenever you're messing around with cables, like positive cables. You take the earth off first, do whatever you need to do with the positive cables, and then put the earth back on when you're finished to complete the circuit. So really important rule. Didn't really understand that before, but I do now, and I realize the importance of it, because if I do it the other way, I could blow up the box, and you know, it's £1,000 worth of box here, you know. But now I have energy, lots of energy on board. But it does mean now I have to run the engine a few hours a day, which is fine. But I can monitor everything that this inverter does via the app, which is just brilliant. I can actually switch the inverter on and off via the app, and I can see all the stats and what it's, you know, what it's drawing, what it's charging as well. So when I switch the engine on, I can see that the alternator is pumping out 14.5 volts or thereabouts. So I'm absolutely thrilled at this, and I've got to say another big special thank you to Dave from Carefree Cruising for coming out again to helping me install it. I mean, I could have done this myself, and for the most part, you know, I'm comfortable with doing it, but this is a serious bit of kit, not the piece of crap, you know, 2.5 kilowatt blue inverter that I had. That was just a toy, really. Yeah, it's going in the skip. I'm not even going to bother trying to sell it because it's just not, I don't know what rating it actually has, but you can always be assured that when you buy a Victron product, it does what it says on the tin. So I'm absolutely thrilled, and yeah, thanks Dave for all your help, mate. Yeah, he's been out 4 or 5 times, you know, and he's just been absolutely brilliant. He really knows his stuff. So yeah, if you're looking for an engineer that's gonna be able to help you fix all your problems, well, not all your problems, maybe not plumbing. Although he did help me fix my tap in my shower. But yeah, thanks Dave, you're an absolute legend. Really appreciate all your help. So yeah, Carefree Cruising or Dunchurch Pools Marina, you'll be able to find Dave. Awesome bloke. But yeah, there we go. There's my new inverter. That blue, what do I call it? Blue box of beauty. Blue box of beauty.